fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
What people do in no money, what they at you, in no at you. Covid money, miss away in the your little rat you. Use the youth, them money, waste my must have statue. Say me like a catch you, but bigger than a figure you. Take the spit of money, God, and say that it's not you. One day, the man above me, look him, I got a bet too much. It in the kitchen, some fly by like a patu. The singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me.
300% free.
It burn me.
Garbage pile of the day.
It burn me.
Give the teacher them raise.
It burn me.
I see corruption cease.
It burn me.
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me.
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me.
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me.
And them a sell out the beach.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
Stevie day. We in Global TV says certain kind of friend we no cape. And some informer friend we love Lake. We in Global, bona fake friend and bona tape. We in Global, we not promote them, we not support them. Look at them on the cheek, come here represent for. We in Global TV, check it.
Good morning and welcome to Global Television. It is Friday the 16th of August. 2 weeks left in our summer, and it all I got drop a dot and fall apart. Welcome to your At a Glance program this morning. To my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls. Good morning and good afternoon if you are on the UK timeline. Beat and Teach, Natalia Freeman, Sunshine, Sandra Brown, Audrey Robinson, Monica Wills, Elaine Turner, Debbie Jarvis TV, Michelle Lewis Wilson, Violet Watson, Rosemary Samuels, Jason Kane, Sharon Bernard, EM, Agency Driver 5, Colleen Allen, Marcia Esty, Veteran, Paula Shelley, Bros, morning everybody, afternoon everybody, how you do? An accident took place, a collision somewhere in St. Anne's. This involved a tourist bus and a gasoline truck or something like that. But my issue is with how prone accident are on our street in Jamaica and the derelict or nowhere to be found emergency service we have. And I'm of the view, even an expert came out and said that the other day. I've always been of the view that the after effects of an accident tend to cause more life in Jamaica, whether it be by people bleeding out, people spinal scarred, ruptured, people not having the adequate primary first aid care until they get into a primary care institution. These are some of the things that as voters in Jamaica, you want to be talking to your leaders about, as well as the state of the healthcare, Noreen Dennison. And I'm going to touch on a bit of that this morning, but coming really out here for long this morning, may have somewhere to go. Sun nice out there too. Yes, sun nice out the door. But for the last so much weeks, people, I've been having problems because when the phone gets snatched, for the last few years, probably about 3 years or so, all of my password are on my fingerprint. So I don't need to remember anything. But once the device gone, every fingerprint will link to that device. Gone as well with all of the password them. So I've been working for the last so much weeks. I've been working and linking back all of my things that I need to link back. I finally get back into my QuickBook, my accounting system. The last thing now I have to get back into is my original Global TV Instagram. Still, I have problem with that there. So, hello, cousin. How you do? Cousin Natalie Powell. How are you, cousin? How the morning going? How the family on that side of the pan? Good morning, and welcome. So, I have a lot of admin to do in my QuickBook today because I've been out of it for 2 weeks, Millicent Jones. But I'm going to talk about the PNP this morning and what is expected of them. But first, let us listen to a video I came across on the Observer page with Peter Bunting and a councillor in the Alligator Pond Policing Division talking about the issues to do with national security. Let's listen to Peter Bunting and the councillor. Then we will come back to talk about this in context of national security, escalating crime, the gang issue, the government declaring assault and gangs across the country, RJ Creator Universe. But let's listen to Peter Bunting first. Then we'll come back and talk about policing and national security.
I'm here at the Alligator Pond Police Station with Councillor Robinson, who has brought to my attention the difficult situation that the police at the Alligator Pond Station find themselves in. Literally from Hurricane Beryl, they have not had a working service vehicle to cover the police area, the wide police area that the Alligator Pond Station services. In fact, this is the most remote station, the furthest station from the divisional headquarters in Mandeville. For the last month, police personnel have had to use their own vehicles to respond to any emergency. They've had to use their own vehicles to bring food for the prisoners. This is a prisoner station. If there was an emergency down here, these officers would probably be held liable for not being able to address any illness, any unfortunate thing that might befall one of the prisoners. So we are here need to make an appeal to the High Command and to the Ministry of National Security. This is an unacceptable situation at Alligator Pond Station. It is unfair to the police personnel who have to man it, and it is unfair to the citizenry. Police are first responders to a whole series of emergency, not just criminal events. It could be a motor vehicle accident, and there is nothing now to serve the citizens.
Definitely we are disappointed with the information learned that there is no service unit here. I've lobbied on many occasions for at least 2, and to hear that it's none, it's quite alarming. Our safety has been compromised, and even for the justice system, for the prisoners to get to court, that also has been compromised because there's no service unit. And it's unfair to the officers who have to be using their personal vehicle to respond to some of the calls that they get. And we're calling on the Ministry of Security, we're calling on the government to intervene and let this situation be remedied. It cannot continue like this. Time come for better management.
And let me just say finally, in addition to the situation with the vehicle, you look at the compound. Beryl blew down a fence, a portion of a wall. Garbage is piled up at the station. The whole community of Alligator Pond is not serviced regularly enough. In fact, all the communities from Montpelier coming down do not have frequent garbage collection. And as you drive on this main strip, you see the garbage, the skips filled up, the barrels, everything is overflowing. Dogs, rat, everything is scattering it about. It's totally unacceptable. And it is even evident right here at the Alligator Pond police station.
Right. You heard what Peter Bunting and the councillor said, right? You heard what Peter Bunting and the councillor said. Alligator Pond police station have no service vehicle. For us Jamaicans, we know that this is quite much the situation across many of our police stations across the country. Stay with it. I mean, we're not jumping. When I say the PNP is not doing a good job in opposing and highlighting the corruption, the lack of this government, this is what I mean. What Peter Bunting has done here, when I listen carefully, stay with it, is a good thing in opposition. But what Peter Bunting needs to do, rather than sitting in the Senate doing much of nothing, go around the country and highlight this failure, Peter Bunting. It is important. When the people see this failure, most of we don't listen to no one on the turn up in a parliament attack. It is important, Peter Bunting, you go around the country, come out of the cozy seat of the Senate, go around the country highlighting this. There is tantamount of this failure around the country. There's tantamount of derelict police stations across the country, police stations without service vehicle. This is a trend you must keep on, but we don't know if you are going to continue. Ian Hales was doing something similar to this, him slightly fall off of the radar. Dr. Dawes started something like this, but Dr. Dawes in the healthcare particularly zoomed in on ventilator and intensive care bed. What about the shoddy feeding program in the healthcare, Dr. Dawes? What about the derelict bed when me here so you have to fill it down careful if you not fall off of them? There's more work needed to be done by the opposition highlighting these things. You are in an election year. You must be holding this government feet to the fire, step by step, on a daily basis. Not pick and choose the issue that you all want to highlight. Go around the country, come out on a comfort zone, go around the country and make sure the concerns of the people are highlighted. Mark Golden main political campaign right now, it's going around to the various constituency conferences that is going on. I must say, Paul Patmore constituency conference last night looked very promising. People turned out in their droves. But that's not opposition, though. There's a lot of things that Mark Golden should be holding this opposition feet to the fire on, which is not being seen particularly on the burial issue, how it's been handled, the JPS issue. Much noise are not being made of that, to be honest with you. But national security. Hey, alligator upon Prime Minister, we borrow one vehicle. Look here, Prime Minister. Prime Minister, look here. We borrow one vehicle from you. You have enough. We borrow one vehicle. You could have mount up tant amount of vehicle couple weeks ago. Police after police after police, soldier after soldier, they go in a quick step, they go walk on thief, Prime Minister. We borrow one of them thief, one of them vehicle that you send got thief. One of them vehicle, the Prime Minister, where you send a quick step where you go walk on thief, lend with one of them because alligator pan need a vehicle. We borrow one of the vehicle where you use in the heist the other day, Prime Minister. Because you came out and you declare assault and gangs across the country and you don't have police service vehicle. What if a gang turn up? What if a couple gang members turn up at one of these police stations who have no service vehicle and out in a remote deadly area with no? You see how you walk and set up people picnic for dead, sir? What if one of them takes sick at night time and they and them not have them personal car? You see the danger where you walk and set up people picnic in, then you still send them out the roads to go walk and kill other people's children. The Prime Minister could have mount up all of this, yeah. If he send going a quick step when he want thief. How come the Prime Minister can't get if I even one of them thief in vehicle, yeah? One of these rogues, Prime Minister, we're borrow. Here we manage to get one for ourselves, an alligator pan. We'll borrow one of the looting and shooting vehicle. Because we say you have enough. We say you have enough, you know. But you use them when you want thief. And you use them when you want to do your own personal galanging. It got nothing to do with the people of Jamaica. A service station in a remote area, Prime Minister, come in and call Blind Haga name this morning, you know. Me say, me not calling Blind Haga name because members say Andrew put everybody on leave and take over. Me talk to Andrew directly. Me not call Blind Haga name. Andrew says the Prime Minister run the country. And him one we say take over and run the country for how long now? So Andrew Holness alone, we have to contact to and beg Minister of everything. I am stuck. Hold on there. But me move for me May I move now, though? You tell me say me a move now. Mhm. So we borrow one of them vehicle there. Whole heap we don't have. They have to remind your prime minister. They have to remind you, say, we know so we don't have whole heap, we don't act like we don't have. But we borrow one of them vehicle there. We don't use where they figure over quick step. We don't want thief. How can this be when this government is declaring an assault on gangs? Not in Clarendon. Not in Clarendon and St. Catherine. Nationwide. Nationwide. What? Because it is beneficial to the Prime Minister to show the nation that for 8 years I have not done anything about crime, but I'll march around the country now and murder your children to show you that I have a grip on crime, either because I want to get favorability to win an election, or I'm going to do like Eddie Siaga, turn up the thing if me say things are go bad on my side, or turn up the thing and use violence and control the people. It is not going good, Jamaicans. I don't know if you don't notice, it is not going good. Them a pinch away at your rights. Little by little. When Andrew come out with there and talk about him terror galangin, Andrew tell the people say we are a democracy and we can protect people's rights with any security measures we have to put in force. But hours after Andrew said, we see outlawed war practice on our street, sexual and psychological humiliation. The government not forget what with these things. These things must be reported to Human Rights Watch. These images, these practices you see on screen here, the image you see on screen here, these practices are outlawed in war. You must not do them. They tantamount to torture and degrading treatment. But your Prime Minister, who we don't know if they have a hand in the massacre of Clarendon, is telling you that them are declare terror. Don't have vehicle for supply, infleet them because you're on an island wide rant. So it just means that Andrew Holness and Horace Strong, I give a mandate, go around the country, go shoot down young man. We can't just label them as gangsters. It is as easy as that for the police, you know. It is as easy as that for them. Go around the country, murder young men indiscriminately. You never hear the Prime Minister say, we're going to do everything to bring in all of these people because we want to know who they are connected to, who they are supplier. The Prime Minister will kill them off. Then the Prime Minister compare we for carry news to him. And the people, nah. Whatever it is called, when it is psychological and sexual humiliation. Whatever name they want to give to it. That's degrading treatment, which is prohibited under any human rights law. But the government do have no respect. Young DT World War One with Evans, Marlene W, Harold Brown. The people of Jamaica, Pamela Akola, they're not focusing. Only I go on want to keep on an iPad. Until me hear no talk about the Prime Minister, everybody else can forget about it. CVM TV, JJBC, RGR, IRA FM, FM FM, Love 101, all of the FM them and all of them FMs. The $12 billion drugs bust Prime Minister. The over-the-so Prime Minister. Oh, nobody now talk about it. How they rate the drugs. The drugs fall off of the radar. $12 billion Prime Minister can't hold in a pocket. $12 billion what is tangible. This is not intangible thing we're talking about, Prime Minister. $12 billion worth of anything tangible, Prime Minister, and a little drop. How it pass so much people eye and ears though? Fix tight hobble skirt, Fitz Bailey. But then again, are the 7th Fitz Bailey have about 2-3 weeks left? Fix, isn't it? Fix. I wonder how I got to cover from Fix. I wonder if they will get a fixer. Nobody knows in here. Nobody know who get charged. Nobody know who. Nobody get arrested. How does the government manage to find things where they can't find nobody for? We want to know about the $12 billion drugs bust in Havendale. We want to know which politician, which businessman, or which influential person that drug is linked to. Just like how the Prime Minister turning in sleep and no say foreign people in a prison and people on road commit massacre in a calendar. Prime Minister, you know that before you wake up, because when you wake up, you run out of the house and court. I don't even think your face did wash. The way how you run out Monday morning, I don't think you did wash your face before you come out. Done Fox, how you do? Will it done? And you tell with all sort of monkey story. And you come out and you act like a bad man. You can't track vloggers. And you can't track drug dealer. That we're easy target. You can't track vloggers. You can't track picking. You can't track drug dealer. When a white friend get murdered days after on a drugs bus. Not a word. We not even tell the paper, stop talk about it. What is there to talk about? Who is he? We don't know him. Is how the papers and the state is behaving when one of them prominent businessmen dead. One who in a them circle of friends and the whole of them quiet, dumb, shut your beak. As you see, the flip-flopper came out to tell Jamaican for justice. Yes, the Fix Henley. Fix Henley, come out and tell Jamaican for justice. Shut your mouth. The Prime Minister have a right to tell them, Judge Armaker, you will chastise the Prime Minister. You're becoming a rogue organization. And your wholeness. Send out Absca Fitzhenley come tell on us, say, shut on them out. The government must threaten with violence if him see it fit. Is what Absca Fitzhenley came out and told us. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth, Absca Fitzhenley said. Why you support gangster? We give them the gun and we kill them if we want, Absca Fitzhenley said. Because Officer Absca Fitzhenley has said, if you might tell a human rights organization, shut your mouth, mind your mouth.
We take note of the comments by Jamaicans for Justice indicating that some umbrage is being taken to the comments by the Prime Minister that perpetrators of acts of brutality should either be taken before a judge or meet their maker. I'd encourage the Jamaicans for Justice to be careful about the message it is sending to perpetrators of violent crime. Now is a time the Jamaican society is looking for unity and support for strong action to be taken against criminals who are preying upon communities and terrorizing law-abiding citizens. I believe it's a no-brainer that people who are willing to pump bullets using M16 weapons into men, women, and minors. A 1-year-old was shot. An 8-year-old was gunned.
But then again, Absca, people like Horace and Babsy will buy the gun, give them. Don't you think Horace and Babsy would know that these are the things that they would use the gun to do? Otherwise, Absca, Babsy and Horace would buy them toy gun. They never buy them toy gun. They never buy them empty gun, Absca. Them load them with rounds after rounds of ammunition after ammunition. So it go more to Babsy and Horace. If Babsy and Horace stop by the gun them, stop rent the car them, stop give them the money, you don't think Absca, Jamaican for Justice would need fear, the Prime Minister would need to come out and threaten nobody. And you would need to come out and threaten Jamaican for Justice. Simple mathematics, Absca. We not just stop by the gun. Stop by the gun them and issue them out. It's simple. Me don't know how to walk and look for all sort of solution. When the solution they in our pocket, it then on a hand miggle, it then on a mouth. Absca Fitzhenley, stop by the guns. Stop issue the guns in the constituencies, Absca Fitzhenley. And that cause the problem. If we don't take away the gun, then we will go back to machete and buckle and stone Absca. And them fighting they come out of fashion. So maybe then Absca would and behave with self. Stop by the guns, Absca Fitzhenley. Stop by the guns, Andrew Holness. Stop by the guns, Horace Chang. Stop by the guns, Bobby Montague. Stop by the guns, James Robertson. It is simple. Just stop buying the gun, give poor people picnic. We no come out here and swirl all around, yes, so, and all around this, so. It lies with Uno. Stop buying the guns. Stop issuing the guns to young Jamaicans. Hello, young Jamaican, Uno will come out under the arm of the JLP. We always come out, come blab on the mouth. Please tell the JLP, stop buying and issue guns to young Jamaicans to kill each other. It's not hard. It'll go hard for them to collect up the one them where they have on the street over the last 40 years. Stop supply them with bullet, Apka. It's not hard. Stop supply them with the bullet. When them run out of bullet, Apka, the source of gun can't do nothing. They have to drop it and run. You know, always look for solve problem from out away where yonder when it's the right on the foot. Stop buying the guns. Stop supply them with bullets. Trust me. The picking of them with the pan road or run up and down a fire gun. Not money for buy clothes. Who are the politicians and the businessmen and the gangs and the gangsters and dons are foreign where supply them with arms? When the dons and the gangsters them from foreign sending the gun and the arms, uno lock off, securing the port are nowhere to be found. Get up and go do no job. Get up and go do no job. As long as you keep buying the guns and the bullet, Apka, the problem are going to remain. Stop buying the guns, Apka Fitzhenley. It's simple. You wouldn't have to come out, the Prime Minister wouldn't have to come out and come threaten poor people. Pick me. The Prime Minister wouldn't have to send you out here come threaten Jamaican for justice. Just stop buying the guns and the bullet. It's simple. Charge the big man them were responsible for the jobs. It's simple. It don't hard.
Down. They will not hesitate to take on the security forces when in fact they are engaged. And therefore the comments by the Prime Minister was quite in order that individuals who carried out this act of savagery should either be taken before a judge or meet their maker. I'd encourage GFJ to be careful that it is developing into a rogue organization and the messages that they are conveying into the public domain, which appear supportive of criminality. I have deep respect and regard for the institution that is Jamaicans for Justice, which was founded by Carolyn Gomes, that has done good work of presenting a voice for the voiceless, being advocates in cases including Agana Barrett and Michael Gale. But I'd caution the current leadership of the organization to assess the space, because the Jamaican society is not in a mood where we are prepared to send mixed messages in terms of how people who perpetrate violent crimes in communities are to be treated within.
Yes. Abka, we can find vehicle, forgive, alligator pan. Abka threaten a human rights organization when Abka cannot even supply the necessities that law enforcement require to carry out their duty. Abka Fitzhenley cannot supply that. Them don't have vehicle, them not get paid, them don't have lunch. Rain a fall inside of the police station, them. The bed them are some little derelict long time cutter wire galang in. But a Jamaican for Justice, you come out here, come chastise. Why you don't chastise the government and tell the government, say, the deplorable condition where the police them are working? The work where the police them have to do without the logistical support required. Why you don't go talk about them something there? Why you don't go looking at the paper Abka Fitzhenley and Sisse Ambassador Ahmed say uno a rogue? A him so you know. The UK ambassador say uno a rogue, uno crooked, uno link to drugs and gun, and we see so, and uno high up the people them uno and them a send diplomatic cables between each other. Them so no rogue. Them so no crooked. Them so no involved with gangs. Them so no involved with drugs and guns. On a high official British, Canadian, and American friends, CISO. I know something of Vlagawa can't make up. Stop by the guns, Apka Fitzhenley. You buying the guns and distributing them is creating more problem. You Apka Fitzhenley. You remember the container gun? You never did it here when Horace Strong had dispersed him container gun Apka. Why you don't call an election and make the country decide? The time when we walk and create massacre, problem, action, solution. Problem, action, solution. The Machiavellian mindset of your prime minister. Problem, create a massacre. Action, declare security, terrorism. Invoke a civil unrest. Solution, suspend the constitution. Postpone the election. Perfect Machiavellian. Is it not, Prime Minister? Is that where we're really heading to? Gangs disengage. Disengage. Don't get the Prime Minister where I look for. Disengage. Don't lay down on the arms for the government. Bury them for another time. Disengage. Go on a church. Or if everybody go and them want to fool people. Call upon God. Get in a spirit on a change. They have to play the game of war with this government. It is what this government is playing. You must understand how to play the psychological warfare that this government is playing with us. But much on the don't understand the psychological warfare that this government play. Even in a Clarendon situation, yeah, we see it plainly. In a burial, we see it plainly. The Prime Minister take over the reins of everything. Everything. Make himself look so sparkling and shiny in his view out there, but not seeing how everybody is seeing how he's dictatorial and controlling. Jamaica people, wake up. Wake up. Danger is nearer than you think. Our country is about to fall apart under this government who is hell-bent on his personal interests, that which lack all the administrative and operational skills that should run a country. Your government has had a Minister of National Security for 8 years that has done nothing, that has not implemented any crime policy for the last 8. I just wait here. Me hear the Prime Minister talk about Plan Secure Jamaica. From last year November conference, the Prime Minister has been ramming it into our brain that major crime is down. And ever since the year start, the Prime Minister, and particularly after the local government election, is on a roll around the country to make sure the Prime Minister convince you, the people, that crime is down. The Prime Minister is claiming credit for doing nothing. But the Prime Minister sees that you does not believe it, and he has a vested interest in making sure every mind around the country understand that Not the government has done well. Andrew, Michael, Wholeness have done well. The mindset of a petulant narcissist. Hmm? Noreen Robinson, Norman Ferguson, Honodo, Miranda Roddock, Errol Brown. The mindset, Marcia Thomas, Beres White, of a narcissistic, petulant Pauline Dixon, Prime Minister, Paulette Gordon on Facebook. Good morning, good afternoon, and welcome. Nobody see where Andrew Holness is taking the country into a zigzag debt, because Andrew Holness knows that you can look for now and November for Andrew to call an election. Let me explain this in political strategy, even though the whole Labour Party, I don't know if him pay them off or threaten them. But in political strategy, the Labour Party would have gotten the signal that Andrew Holness is not going to or cannot win another general election. You would have prime ministers or leaders who have their self-interest that would determine to stay on whatever. But what the party would do then strategically is turn on him in order to save the debt of the party and not let the ship go down with everybody. For some reason here, he still managed to hold on. I take the absence of everybody in Andrew's government as a major in fighting, which Andrew one take the reins and decide, say, me one we go there, but do all of the galanging work for do. Because if you notice, Andrew is speaking for all departments of government. Even now read weather turn right Forrester overnight. So it is critical for Andrew to call an election strategically before November JLP conference. Why? It is highly possible he could be challenged on conference floor on leadership issues, which will break away cahoots in the party. Because literally, strategically, the party should have replaced Andrew by now in order to bring a new leader by November conference in order to present them to the party and the country to campaign for the next general election. But Andrew is hell-bent as a dictator. If Andrew goes to the election next September, the Labour Party will be decimated at the next election. The way the atmosphere of the country is. However, this is a crooked government who has taken the Electoral Commission into his office, has taken the office of the political ombudsman into his office. A government who has a lot of drugs money, a lot of COVID money, a lot of burial money to buy an election. That is risky. That is very risky. Harder fight should be on the ground now to remove the Electoral Commission from the Prime Minister's office. We should be wailing and wallowing across the country. And this doesn't go just to the opposition. The country ought to be of great concern about this. But nobody not really concerned. Chris, Brenda Elson, Honodo, Brittany L. So this crooked government still are going to dig its oar further in because the opposition isn't strong enough and the people who is the final line of defense really isn't with it at the moment. Everything a fly out. You know the amount of government have Janet Walker. You know the amount of government have at home crying over down a territory. I'm not saying, Ralston, it's not an emotional situation. But what I'm saying to you, don't get dragged into the emotional trip of the government, Shauna Smith, when the government is bamboozling us at the same time. Why the government pick out how much bloody weekends or how much bloody 24 hours have we had since this year start? Just look, go back from January and look in the media and see how much bloody weekends or bloody 24 hours we have had in Jamaica since the start of this year. Why they are guilt tripping everybody with this one. Where at the same time, a businessman was assassinated, prominent businessman was assassinated. Everybody mouth shut. Brooks, $12 billion drug boss in Havendale. Everybody mouth shut. I won't be guilt tripped. I won't be emotionally drugged by this government. I'm always going to come out here every day and remind the government. We want to know about the $12 billion drugs boss. Who is arrested, if there is anyone? Who in high society is it linked to, if there's anyone? And why are so quiet on such a major crime that poor people picnic can't involve in? But it is said that down a Clarendon, a poor people picnic involved in there, and the government run down there, you never even wash your face and your wholeness, and you run and you say gash them and light them because a poor people picnic. Who ordered a hit on Dean Shaw, Prime Minister? You walk and chat vlogger Prime Minister, so don't expect say we're gonna know, we're gonna think say the Prime Minister can't chuck hitman. Almighty peace, Prime Minister. If you can't chuck vlogger, what if you stop you from can't chuck hitman, Prime Minister? It's really not hard to chuck a hitman, is it? It's really not hard to chuck a hitman, Prime Minister. And if you can't chuck vloggers, if you can't chuck liquor picking, come on now, Prime Minister. Come on now. Stop buying the guns, Prime Minister. Andrew Holness, stop buying the guns. Stop disbursing the guns, Andrew Holness. Whose gun was it that killed Dean Shaw, Andrew Holness? Whose drug is it at the Havendale property, Andrew Holness? $12 billion worth of it. So when you not talk about Cherry Tree, Ladybug, how you do? When you not talk about Cherry Tree, talk about Havendale too. Yeah. We want to hear all of them in a one. We don't want to hear the favorable side of the story, the emotional, tripping side of the story. I wonder if no big gun movement are making in the country at the moment, Prime Minister. I wonder if you and Harris Strong are move weapons across the country at the moment. Because if we don't declare war, then we know that have a weapon up. And what it is said, Prime Minister, the reason why you want to kill out the bad man them, Prime Minister, is because say you have a hit squad. I spoke about this hit squad before. God, I can't remember their name. I spoke about this hit squad before in the JDF. This is why the Prime Minister want to walk and kill off the gangster them with him I work with all these years. Because say him hit squad now, them not have to longer use them gangsters for the dirty hit. This government is using members of the security service to do their hits. So, that are going on, that are going on. But anyway, I don't know if I remember the name of this squad. I did have it right down. But the Prime Minister have a death squad in the JCF. All right, when a member say how did Dog Paw lost his life. Wasn't JCF hit squad Juliet Olness sent out pan Dog Paw? I will leave it there. Thank you all very much for joining Global TV this morning. It is Friday. It is nice and sunny outside. Sitaka one of them yesterday. But you have one in the military. Can't speak S something another. But them have them hit squad in the JCF and the JDF. And that's why the Prime Minister triple one unexpected. What you do? That's why the Prime Minister will walk and kill off the gang them kind of and can't get in back the gun there. So he might walk and kill off poor people picnic. SSB. I walk and kill off poor people picnic in the name of fighting crime. Because it is said one of the young man picture what them publish and kill is lie them a tell upon him. And this is how these knee-jerk reaction is the state of emergency as well. You know, so them are going to creep up all heap of innocent people picnic or showing herself. If you say hello to any of the gang, if you ever stand up, Kenil Gill, how you do? If you ever stand up beside any of them, right here now, you get creep up and thrown in without questioning legal advice or anything. This is how this government behave when it declare SOE or ZOZO, the government main crime fighting tool. But yet we realize, say, Alligator Pond police station don't have a service vehicle. And we beg the Prime Minister, say, one of the vehicle.
I'm here at the Alligator Pond police
one
station.
One of the vehicles where you send a quick step where there, but
brought to my attention
we borrow one.
The difficult situation that the police at the Alligator Pond station find themselves in. Literally from Hurricane Beryl, they have not had a working service vehicle to cover the police area, the wide police area that the Alligator Pond station services. In fact, this is the most remote station, the furthest station from the divisional headquarters in Mandeville. For the last month, police personnel have had to use their own vehicles to respond to any emergency. They've had to use their own vehicles to bring food for the prisoners. This is a prisoner station. If there was an emergency down here, these officers would probably be held liable for not being able to address any illness, any unfortunate thing that might befall one of the prisoners. So we are here to DPA to make an appeal
Keep us
to the High
informed,
Command
Noreen.
and to the Ministry of National Security.
Noreen, keep us
This is an
informed.
unacceptable
In
situation
Portland as
at
well.
Alligator Pond Station. It is unfair to the police personnel who have to man it, and it is unfair to the citizenry. The police are first responders to a whole series of emergencies, not just criminal events. It could be a motor vehicle accident, and there is nothing now to serve the citizens.
Definitely we are disappointed with the information learned that there is no service unit here. I've lobbied on many occasions for at least two, and to hear that it's none, it's quite alarming. Our safety has been compromised,
which parish
and
you're
even for the justice
experiencing the
system, for the
earthquake from,
prisoners to
please.
get to court, that also has been compromised because there's no service unit. And it's unfair to the officers who have to be using their personal vehicle to respond to some of the calls that they get. And we're calling on the Ministry of Security, we're calling on the government to intervene and let this situation be remedied. It cannot continue like this. Time come for better management.
Elizabeth Ladybug.
And let me just say finally, in addition to the situation with the vehicle,
Young DTs in Kingston, how heavy the tremor is. Is it anything like the last earthquake that people was running out of shop and everything was shaking? If anyone has any images or anything, can you forward to Global Television, please?
All the communities from Montpelier coming down do not have frequent garbage collection, and as you drive on this main strip, you see the garbage, the skips filled up, the barrels, everything is overflowing. Dogs, rat, everything is scattering it about. It's totally unacceptable. And it is even evident right here at the Alligator Pond Police Station.
Okay, Ladybug is saying not so heavy. Noreen is in Spanish Town. It was not like the last one. Not very heavy in Portland, Beaton Teach is saying. Anybody reporting from the western side of Jamaica? Anybody here from western Jamaica? I think heavy in Kingston. Anybody here from western Jamaica? Was the tremor felt in western Jamaica as well? What about eastern Jamaica? Anyone from St. Thomas who has heavy in Kingston? Kevin Davis is saying, boy, I miss seat and feel it. Hold on, earthquake, 2 seconds, heavy. No unexpected. That just happened just now. It's heavy, but not like the last one. Let me see. Go on these media and see if they're reporting anything. Listen that. Oh, Beaton Teach just post as well. Hold on, let me see if. Hold on. So it's on the geographically and nowhere, or the more in the Kingston and this. So maybe Old Harbour and so on would I get like a strength from it as well. I would on the over the side there, St. Thomas and Portland, 4.7. I'm in Mandeville. Okay, 4.7. That's not too dangerous. Above rock. Okay. Okay. That was just the beginning. Remember, some telling us so if you keep eye. Remember me saying they're coming for the coastline. If them not move by storm, then we'll move with earthquake, because if oil is found on the Calibra zone, then there's a war for the coastline. And it is said that Andrew Holness collect investment from the Saudi Arabians already to develop the southern coastline. So link the Saudi Arabian and them experience with oil drilling and all that. Well, there's not much been said to his speculation, but we know there's conversation, because you remember those two meetings where Andrew hosts the business minister from Saudi Arabia, and then Andrew also went to Saudi Arabia when the CARICOM team were invited. So obviously there's investment talks going on between them. The issue is our government has not properly informed us of the minerals found in Jamaica, the resources and mineral found in our country, whether it be oil, copper, gold, and added elements that are in our backside. So there's a whole heap going on that they're not communicating to us, but then them I use murders, which is, if you check Jamaica statistic, I think was Kemar was doing the calculation last night. If you check the yearly figure and divide it by the amount of days in the year, we end up with basically 8 to 9 murders per day. You understand? So government frightening us with this incident. Me not go get into them guilt tripping and them psychological warfare. If we did forget down the road there, we would not deal with this every so often. So it is about having the right policies in place, and not just that, finance them and enforce them. Jamaica police don't know nothing about investigation. Very little. This is one of the biggest problems in our justice system. Jamaica police knows nothing about investigation. Nothing. They understand nothing about the witness protection program. Nothing. All of these little things hold back with justice system. All of these little things make case go in a court and get thrown out because the police did a shoddy job. And prosecutor like Paula accept and authorize a shoddy job. You know? But me gone. Thank you. No. And always remember, your duty is to stand against this government. You, the people. If the justice system fails, if the opposition fails, you, the people, become the last line of defense. Thank you. Good morning and good afternoon from Global Television.